That was Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones. Today's lesson is on checklists. We're going to review what checklists are. We're going to add a listing checklist. We're going to add a listing pending checklist, create a purchase contract, add a purchase checklist, and cover the library. Checklists are a predetermined set of tasks and documents for every different type of transaction you'll encounter. They're broken into three main groups: listing, listing pending, and purchase. They're further broken down into site built, manufactured home, and vacant lot. You also need to know whether it has a well or a septic, and whether it's going to be a dual agency. If you recall, when we added the last transaction, a white box popped up prompting you for the checklist. That's where we'll begin. In the library, you will find flowcharts to help you with your selection. One of the most helpful things you'll find in our library is a Brokermint tutorial, and you can print that out, and we'll have more on that in a few moments. To get into the library, it's easy. Just click on the library button on the main menu. Here you see several things. Inside you will find documents. The first document in the list is a buyer-broker agreement. You can see by clicking on it, it opens up, and you can do this. This is all the same for everything that you'll find within the library. Here it opens up. This shows you how you can download the document or print the document, either one. And again, that's applicable to everything that's in the library. The next thing is a residential listing contract, already prepared for e-sign. And then you have a SPUDS for sellers, prepared for e-sign. And you have a third-party authorization. Now, under the tutorial side, you heard me mention a little while ago a Brokermint tutorial. This has been prepared to help you find your way through Brokermint. This is the table of contents. You'll see it's while we're going very fast. The reason that I'm not concerned about going fast is that you will have the opportunity to download and or print this and keep it for yourself, and you can take a look at each of these topics. There's no doubt that there's an awful lot here. Relevant specifically to this lesson are flowcharts, and there are many different types of flowcharts. Again, we're not spending a lot of time on them. I'll go into them in more detail later on. This is a listing flowchart, and what it looks like. This would be a listing pending flowchart. Here we have a manufactured home purchase flowchart. This is now a site-built or manufactured home cash purchase flowchart. Here we have a vacant land purchase flowchart. You can refer to these things, and they will help you immensely in picking the right flowchart if you can't figure it out. Down here we have a W-9, and the W-9 of course is used for outgoing referrals. Now we're going to get into individual checklists, talking about them and the flowcharts associated with them. Basically, you only have 4 for a listing, and that's the easiest ones to pick from. The listing flowchart looks something like this. Get a better look at it now, and You can tell that it only requires you to know if you have a home or a well. The listing flowchart requires a pended checklist when it's accepted, and we use this for all we locate listings. Listing pended, which comes up and is a little bit more complicated, but basically you need to know whether you have a home or vacant land. You have 8 options total, but it's basically with or without a well or with or without a dual agency. This is what the listing pended flowchart looks like. Like I said, it's a little bit more complicated, but it's just an extra question there that you have to answer. If a transaction is listed transaction is accepted, you will still need to add a separate transaction totally, and we'll cover that a little bit later, how to get around that. The manufactured home purchase, with or without a well, and with or without dual agency. It's not for a manufactured home with cash, nor is it for dual agency. This is the flow chart for a manufactured home. Dual agency or well or septic, and that's your big choices. This flow chart for a mobile home purchase with a loan. For mobile home cash site, use the site-built mobile home cash purchase, and remember that if you're going to have a purchase, it has to be on a separate transaction, and if this is going to be, once this is accepted, use the pended. For the site-built or mobile home cash purchase, use the separate checklist, and you need to know if it's going to be with or without a well, and if it's going to be a dual agency.